All right, we are live on YouTube, and tonight we're going to be discussing, is the end of trolling near on YouTube? Well, stick around and find out exactly what I'm talking about. I have some very, very interesting information to share with all of you tonight. So once again, stick around. All of that and much, much more is coming right. Whoa! From Northern California, welcome to Navigating the Modern World with Coach Eli. And if this is your first time here, and most importantly, you are open to suggestions and change, please consider subscribing and then banging that bell. And after you bang that bell, when that pop-up box pops up, make sure you select all notifications, because that way you won't miss a single thing. That's right. You will not miss anything at all when it comes to getting a better grip on your life. That is absolutely, positively, 100% correct. You won't miss a single beat when it comes to getting a better grip on your life. That's what I am here to do. I'm here to help each and every one of you in any way possible. I would love for each and every one of you to reach and conquer all of your goals, dreams, and aspirations. And if you just continue to follow my content and work with me, I promise you, you will have the best absolute possible shot of accomplishing whatever it is that your heart desires. All right. Welcome to the show, everyone. Before I continue here, let me just make sure that the notification has gone out. And it looks like the notification has gone out. And let me check out the back end and see if everything is rolling smoothly. And it looks like everything is rolling smoothly. Before we move forward, once again, I'd like to pay a very special thank you and props to this channel sponsor, my good friend Troy Brewer, who is the CEO, founder, and owner of the Discover Community Network. For all of your product and service needs from the most trusted professionals in the industry, please consider visiting www.discovercommunitynetwork.com. One more time, www.discovercommunitynetwork.com. You can also visit a subsidiary of the Discover Community Network known as the DCN Internet Radio Network. It stands for Discover Community Network Internet Radio Network. And when you go to that website, you will find a bunch, or you will see a bunch of internet radio stations. There are music stations and talk stations, and more than likely one of those music or talk radio stations will more than suit your genre needs. So if you like to listen to music throughout, your days, or listen to talk radio, please consider checking out www.dcninternetradionetwork.com. One more time, www.dcninternetradionetwork.com. Both those links are below in the description, about a third of the way down. And if you go to those websites and you look up how to find Troy, if you reach out to Troy by email or any other way, please make sure you let him know that Coach Eli sent you with lots and lots of love. All right. Good evening, everyone. It is Sunday night. Welcome to the show. I was thinking about what I wanted to talk about today, and there's just a lot to talk about. There's plenty more content coming to this channel, but I wanted to prioritize, what I felt is most important this very moment. I know in our world we have many important things that are going on, and I've already talked about those things, and I will continue to talk about those things in other shows. But for the people out here that consume content on YouTube and create content out here on YouTube, I felt this was the absolute most important, topic to discuss tonight, because I I am still seeing that many people out here on YouTube are not really understanding what's going on with the YouTube changes. Why is YouTube making all these changes along with their parent company, Google? A lot of people are complaining this is not fair. We're going to be putting ads now on channels that are not a part of the YouTube partner program, and those channels will not get any revenue. Other channels are being shut down, and they're complaining that they're being shut down because their freedom of speech is being silenced, or conservative speak per se is being silenced, and none of that is actually happening at all. I say it time and time again, none of that is happening at all. Reason being is I talk about the exact same things these other people talk about, and I don't get shut down, and all of my videos are monetized. And if they have to go to review because the YouTube algorithm, the artificial intelligence, makes a mistake, they get manually reviewed and approved back to green, suitable for all advertisers. There's a reason for that, and I'm going to be sharing that here tonight. I'm also going to be sharing with you folks what it's going to take to, be a successful YouTuber on this platform on top of what I mentioned in my previous stream where I was talking about this as well. That's going to go back to earlier this year where YouTube added this phrase into their terms of service, commercially viable. We're going to talk more about that today. Now that those terms of service, have been updated for several months, and I'm going to share with you folks, how this has affected people and why it's affected certain people and why many people have been shut down and removed from YouTube since that time, and how you can prevent yourself from being, a statistic of, getting shut down out here on YouTube. I had some other words I wanted to use, but I'm trying to really figure out how to not get demonetized midstream and to make these streams as ad friendly as possible. Because if you weren't aware, YouTube automatically transcribes your videos once they get processed or in the process as it's happening if you're live. And, if the AI picks up some words or phrases that it feels violate, their ad-friendly guidelines, they will automatically demonetize your video. Even if it's in the right context, it'll still get demonetized, and you can submit for manual review and then get it reverted. But you're going to lose all that ad revenue, during your live stream or up until the point of where they review your video, which could take several days, as has happened for me. So yeah, I'm trying to be a little more careful with my words here, trying to say the same thing that we're all talking about out here, but using proper, verbiage, terminology, etc. Right? It sucks, but that's just the way it goes. It is what it is. Now, before we continue, as a reminder, all of my live streams are still public on this channel. But if you haven't been around for a while and you wonder why you're not able to chat in the chat, all of my public live stream chats have been converted to members only chat, which means there are only one of three ways you can chat in my chat. The first way is if you're a moderator, you're going to bypass that requirement. You will be able to chat, for free as long as you remain a moderator. If you would like to find out how to become a moderator on this channel, go below in the description and find my email. Email me, Coach Eli at coacheli@melas.com. Let me know why you want to be a mod. Let me know if you want to collaborate on a video or do an interview or something of that sort. And after I get to know, like, and trust you for a little while, then I will consider making you a moderator and you'll be able to chat in my live stream chats for free. The second way you can chat in my chat is by purchasing a monthly membership for as little as $4.99 per month. I have a total of 5 membership packages ranging from $4.99 all the way up to $99.99, which is a super fan sponsor package. All 5 packages will get you the exact same thing. The only difference is how much you want to donate to sponsor this channel. Whatever you can afford or whatever you feel is valuable for you. You get to choose, but they all get you the same exact thing, including being able to chat unlimited in my live stream chats. Also, you'll have access to 21 members only videos I've already created, and more of those to come. You will also get access to exclusive members only live streams, which will be coming up later on in the beginning of 2021 around that time. And also additional, perks I will throw in from time to time for all of my channel members as a special thank you for being a member. So that's another way. The only other way you can chat if you're not a member is by going below to the bottom of the chat where you see that beautiful $sign that's known as a super chat. You can send a super chat in any amount, and for each super chat you send, you'll be able to send one message. The minimum super chat you can send is $1 or 99 cents on your iPhone. But if you send 5 super chats for a total of $5, why not just purchase the $4.99 per month monthly membership and chat unlimited? I'm just putting it out there, So that is that. One more thing before I move on from this, like I've been mentioning in the past few streams, I've already had an issue with this, so I want to make sure you all understand that just because you purchase a membership or you use the super chat does not give you immunity from getting banned on this channel. If you don't, follow my rules and keep things positive and, keep it a safe place. If you send attacking messages or hateful messages, you will be banned immediately. And if you're a channel member, you can go and cancel your channel membership after you purchased it, but it will not cancel till the end of the month. The first month is not refundable. You can cancel it, and that way you will not be renewed for a second month. So you're going to be on the hook for the first month, and if it's worth it to you to spend $4.99 to take one jab at me, or $1 to take one jab at me through a super chat, you know what? I'll graciously say thank you for your donation, but have a nice day or have a nice life. So that is that. All right. So let's get right to this. The topic of tonight's stream is the era for trolls is finishing. Being commercially viable will get you the furthest on YouTube. Let me repeat that one more time. The era for trolls is finishing. Being commercially viable will get you the furthest on YouTube. So here's how tonight's show is going to go. I'm going to share with you folks what I see, Google and YouTube doing about this. Now, there's been nothing specifically written about this. I'm speaking from personal experience of using the platform. So there's nothing documented on this, but I had seen this, and I will put 2 and 2 together and give you my strong opinion about what's going on. Now, I'm not projecting my opinion on you, but it's a strong opinion because I honestly feel this is what's going on. Now, Google and YouTube will sometimes do things to combat, bad things on their platform behind the scenes quietly, without, going public on them. And I can understand that for certain things. I'll explain more why here in a second. So that's why there's no documentation on this. This is just based on my personal experiences of what I've seen out here on the platform and what's happened to me. I've tried to create a few accounts lately. I have a few different accounts for different types of content. There's a new process involved when creating accounts to verify your account. So that is that. So that's going to be the first part I'm going to talk about here in a second. The second part, I'm going to be talking about being commercially viable will get you the furthest on YouTube. And what I'll do after I discuss the first part is I will take a little bit of a break early on this show so I can use the restroom and rest my voice for a few, because I have 3 articles related to this from YouTube and Google that I'm going to be going over and explaining to you folks in detail what it means, using examples based on my experiences and based on, the experiences I've seen other people go through on this platform. And because they did certain things they shouldn't do, now their channels have been terminated. Oh, man, I got to tell you, I guess common sense isn't really that common anymore. Or maybe some people just really don't care. Or some people just, they don't love themselves at all. Or they love themselves very little to the point of where they have to project their insecurities onto other people. And I got to say this, folks, I've said it all along since I've been on this platform between my former channel and this channel here for about 4 years now, that, people that, don't love themselves are going to naturally project their insecurities. They're going to, get into more spats and fights, and they're going to say things they really shouldn't say. That's what actually happens even in real life. But out here on YouTube, when you behave that way and you violate their terms of service, their community guidelines, their copyright guidelines, their ad-friendly guidelines, etc., you get removed from the platform. So, if you're going to play that way on YouTube from here on out, just know you're going to be subject to termination. And, it looks like YouTube is starting to once again get more on the ball with terminating these types of channels. Because again, like I'll be talking in the second part of this video, they are looking for people to be on this platform that are going to be commercially viable. And that doesn't mean if your channel isn't monetized that you're not commercially viable. Obviously, they're going to be putting ads on some non-monetized channels that have, ad-friendly content. But if those channels that are not monetized do not have any ad-friendly content at all, and they are channels that are just all about hate and completely violate the guidelines, and YouTube cannot make money from you at all because you're on YouTube's platform, you're on YouTube and Google's platform, and it costs them money to have you on. If they can't make their investment of what they have to pay to have you on this platform back, then you're not commercially viable, and then more than likely they're going to remove you. And can you blame them for that? I just don't understand why people don't see that, and that's why I do these shows, these streams, these videos, because I clearly understand this, and I want to share my information with all of you in the clearest ways possible, in the most transparent and clear ways possible. So the commercially viable part, where I'll be going over those articles by YouTube and Google. I'm even going to go on to Team YouTube on Twitter and show you what they said there. That's going to come after the break. But for now, let's talk about the era for trolls is finishing. And how did I come up with this conclusion? I came up with this conclusion because I have personal experience of being one of the most trolled YouTubers on this platform. Now, let's be real. Anyone that's a real YouTuber and creates real content and is trying to make it out here on this platform or has already made it has been trolled and is going to get trolled and probably will be continued getting trolled until Google and YouTube find a way to completely get rid of these types of people and channels. And based on what I've seen over the last few months with some of the changes they've been making, I think the end is getting more and more near for trolls to be able to, attack and harass and disturb the peace out here on YouTube. I can speak from personal experience, and I'm not going to mention his name. He would love for me to mention his name. He's probably watching me right now. He's a guy that's obsessed with me. There's one super troll that's been trolling me on this platform since the days of my former channel 4 years ago. And 4 years ago, it was a lot easier to create multiple Google accounts. All you needed to do was verify your phone number. And back in those days, Google was allowing you to verify your phone number by using any number. So, outside of your cell phone, which a troll's not going to want to put in his or her cell phone to verify, themselves through the Google system, because then they're going to have their number. And if something goes wrong and, the police subpoena, the authorities subpoena Google servers and YouTube servers to release information on these accounts, that phone number will be there. And these trolls know that. So they want to keep their anonymity by using alternate numbers, which they were able to use back then. So, for example, if you go online, there's Google Voice. Google Voice, you're not allowed to verify any Google account with a Google Voice account or any other VoIP account from the internet will not allow you, as far as I know, to verify your Google account. There are also text me accounts. There are accounts you can get online that are free, where you can get a free texting number. I believe you have to use them on the internet or get the app, and then they flood that thing with ads, obviously, to offset the cost of free to you. Nothing is free in life. You're either going to pay for a service or you get a free service loaded with a bunch of ads. You got to understand that. It has to pay for itself one way or another, right? Okay? So these trolls and haters, 4+ years ago, were able to create an enormous amount of Google accounts to come out here and troll with them on YouTube. And the reason why they needed all those accounts is because they would troll the live stream chats, and they would get banned so quickly for all the hate they would spew that they would keep switching accounts and coming back in with a different account. And it would disturb and distract the show. And I remember on my former channel, I got super, super heavily trolled. Before I even knew what trolling really was, I would get so trolled, and then I had to figure out how to block the trolls. There are ways you can do that. You can, use blocked words in your in the back end of your studio. Those words will block anyone that says those words on a live stream chat, or if they try to comment with one of those words, it will show up in your held for review or spam folder, and you'll have to manually approve those. Or for additional security, I also use Nightbot. Nightbot is fantastic to help you moderate your chat. So I started using Nightbot, added some blocked words on there and some additional moderation security. And that, for the most part, took care of the situation. Okay? But, the trolls can still come in on different accounts, and, even with all the blocked words, then they start to look for the workaround. They start to use symbols that look like letters, which will bypass your spam filter. These trolls are very sophisticated, and they're just so, narcissistic to keep coming at people because that's what they enjoy doing, that they find the workaround. Now, like I mentioned at the beginning of the stream, my channel now runs members-only chats. So that pretty much almost squashes the entire, trolling aspect. But hey, at some point, I may do a few public live streams with a public chat, a non-members only chat, and other people want to keep their chats public. So, these new rules are going to benefit you. But yeah, back in those days, 4 years ago, you were able to create hundreds and hundreds of Google accounts. And then you log into them on one web browser on your laptop or desktop. And then you just, you pick your target, and then you have one canned message, and you keep sending that canned message. You get banned on one account. You quickly switch to another account. You come back in, you put that same message. Then the moderators or the host, which is the channel owner, has to block you. Then you come in on another account, boom, 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 boom. And finally, Google and YouTube realized that we got to do something about this. Now, they haven't gone public on this, but again, what they have done from what I've noticed and seen happen to other people, especially trolls that I've seen out there trolling people, not just me, but others as well, is that, they're no longer able, like I said, to verify their Google accounts in the same ways they used to be able to verify them. They have to use their actual cell phone number, which they don't want to use. In the case of this super troll that's been coming at me for many years, he had hundreds and hundreds of accounts. He literally had like 200 to 300 accounts at least. And because he used to use my content, I basically filed over 140, 150 copyright takedowns on him. And I was responsible for taking down many of his channels, about half his channels. And the interesting thing is that many of those channels were associated with the same email. It's real easy to go, or at least it used to be, and maybe it kind of sort of still is, but I believe now even when you go into the same account with the same email and you try to add a new account, I believe every time now it asks you to verify a phone number. So you can't even add accounts the easy way that you used to be able to. I believe years ago, you were able to create one email and then add as many accounts to that same email without having to re-verify your phone. And if it came up every now and then, you could use like a texting program to do it. Well, I believe now you have to verify every single new channel that you add, even if it's on an account with the same email. And then you have to verify it with your actual cell phone, or if you have a landline phone, those will still work, but most of us just use our cell phones nowadays. So for using this troll as an example, he's going to like this because, I haven't talked about him in a while and I really don't want to talk about him. He's just being used for example purposes. I was responsible for taking down about half of his accounts. And now, he stopped kind of trolling me. He still trolls me, but not nearly as hard because number one, I ignore him. Number two, he doesn't have as many accounts. And number three, he knows if he uses my copyrighted content, which he used to use as one of his main trolling methods, he knows I'll take him down for copyright. So it won't work. But now, he switched to trolling other people that have now started to flag him for copyright and other things. And more of his channels are going down. And it's interesting to see what's been happening to this guy. I'm using him for example purposes, but the same can apply to any troll. As more and more of his, channels go down, the less options he has to make his trolling effective. So I wanted to make it very, very clear out there, to all the trolls, it was fun while it lasted, wasn't it? And, I think now, you folks can go on out there and actually do something more productive, with your lives and help people rather than attack people because you clearly don't love yourselves and you want to project all of that hate that you have for yourself amongst people that are happy, such as myself and other happy people. Maybe this is what it was going to take. But yeah, so again, I firmly believe, based on the information I just shared, based on my experiences of what I've seen, remember, there's nothing documented on this, but this is what I've seen, that Google has done and how it's affected all the trolls and how much less effective trolling has been on YouTube lately. I think trolls pretty soon are either going to be a thing of the past completely, or you're going to see a lot more light trolling because it's going to be much more difficult to create all these accounts that have always been required to be a super troll. There used to be trolls that would just, bomb your live stream chats with over 200 people at once. That happened to me at one point on my former channel. And, I was running that channel with my ex-girlfriend during that time, and she was my only moderator. and I was the channel owner. And her and I, we would do live streams together. And one time when we did a live stream, we got hammered by 200 accounts at once, and we just had to shut down the show. It was just completely insane. So again, it looks like trolling is on its way out. And I will tell you, for good channels like myself, and if you run a good channel as a business, or you just love doing YouTube as a hobby for a little extra money, but you're a real YouTuber and you enjoy this platform for the right reasons, for positive reasons, this is good news for you. So there you have it. And I'm going to share some more information, regarding trolling when we get to the next part of this stream after the break, regarding being commercially viable will get you the furthest on YouTube. And if you're not commercially viable, which obviously trolls are not commercially viable, why is YouTube and Google going to want trolls to come out here and create hateful content, like I said a little bit ago, that's not advertiser friendly, where they can't even put ads on those non-monetized channels because they're not advertiser friendly? These channels are wasting server space, internet bandwidth, etc., and they're just causing more issues. They are, Google and YouTube aren't losing money from these people. And while Google and YouTube overall are not losing money, I mean, come on, if you're a company, do you want anyone to be on your platform that's going to cost you money, or would you rather have people on your platform that you can benefit from and they can benefit from you as well? Make it a fair two-way street, right? Right. So that is that. Okay, so what I'm going to do, folks, we are at 31 minutes. I'm going to queue up some royalty-free YouTube music here. And if you just give me a second to do that. 1 second, please. Oh, yeah. It's been a heck of a day today, I'll tell you. Oh, speaking of which, well, when I get back from the break, I have an update regarding that hour and 19 video that I did while I took my walk the other day. The hour and 19-minute 4K video at 60 frames per second. I've been working on getting it converted. I have an update on that. Something actually happened, and I figured the whole thing out, but I'll mention more about that right when I come back from the break. So let us find some music. Okay. Come on. What have I not played in a while here? I just need one more. All right, folks, music is all queued up. I'm going to step away for a 5 to 7 or 8 minute break. Like I said, when we get back, first things first, I'm going to be sharing with you the update on that 4K 60 frame per second video I shot while doing a walking video. That's going to be first. And then when I get back, we are going to be discussing being commercially viable will get you the furthest on YouTube. So stick around. We'll be right back. it up, shake it up, shake it up. Woo! When you're not feeling at your best, just shake it all about and you'll feel so much better. Woo, 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 woo. Get those hands up. Get those hands up. Get those hands up. Woo, woo. That'll make you feel good. Let those endorphins flow. Let those endorphins flow. All right, here we go. Yeah. Woo. Let's boogie. Boogie, woogie, woogie, woogie. Oh, yeah. I feel good tonight. Do you feel good tonight? Oh, my, oh, my, oh, my. Yeah. Oh, yeah, baby. I feel good. All right. Welcome back. Yeah, simmer down, coach. Welcome back to Navigating the Modern World with Coach Eli, live here on YouTube. It is 11:33 p.m. Eastern Time. 8:33 p.m. Pacific Time here in my neck of the woods. It's not 10 o'clock here. It's only 8:33. West Coast is the best coast for streaming, right? I've heard some people say in the past that the only good part about the West Coast is streaming because we're 3 hours behind, right? But everything else, is dominated by the East Coast. Well, I could challenge that. I think we're all the same. I think, we're all good, right? But yeah, there is an advantage to being in a time zone that's 3 hours early, because you folks are 3 hours ahead, and by that time you guys are probably not going to be streaming or putting out videos, and it's our turn here on the West Coast to have our say, right? All right, folks. So tonight we are discussing the era for trolls is finishing. And when I say it's finishing out here on YouTube, because YouTube's been a platform that's been a troll haven. It's been a huge troll haven out here. And, a lot of people are not really that happy about many of the things that have been happening out here lately. YouTube is cleaning up shop. And in my opinion, YouTube is cleaning up the hate. Now, there's nothing wrong with disagreeing with people on things. Nothing wrong with that at all. But there's a right and a wrong way to do it. And disagreeing with someone should not have to involve hating or attacking or projecting or anything like that. Like I've always said here on my channel, is what I'm trying to say. If you come into my chat and you project, you get the eject. If you project, you get the eject. If you speak your mind and we have a disagreement, as long as you do it respectfully, have your say and hear what I have to say, and we respectfully agree to disagree, not a big deal. But a lot of people just don't want to be that way. And I'm sorry to say that, your time out here on this platform has become even more limited than ever before. And again, that's why YouTube earlier this year updated their terms of service, saying that, if you're not commercially viable, we have the option to remove you at our discretion. In essence, if you're costing us money, to be on the platform, then we don't want you here. And I'm going to get more into detail on that, even though the way that YouTube responded to it was in a very, very extremely professional and courteous way. It's not exactly what it means, in my opinion. They said it the way that they said it, which I'll show you here on the screen in a second, because they don't want to scare people away from the platform. But in essence, what they mean is that, hey, like I said before I went on the break, if you're running a hate channel, if you're running if you're a troll and you're trolling people and you're creating hateful trolling videos that, they can't even put ads on as part of their, new monetization changes, which allows YouTube and Google now to put ads on non-monetized channels. If your content on those non-monetized channels is not advertiser friendly, they can't put ads there. So in essence, you are not commercially viable to Google and YouTube, and at their discretion, if you create too many issues and violate the terms of service, community guidelines, copyright guidelines, and other guidelines as well in the terms of service, you're going to be out. Plain and simple. I mean, what part of that don't you understand? Read the terms of service, read the community guidelines, read the copyright guidelines. And if you don't want to deal with being reprimanded, then don't do what will get you reprimanded. I don't get that. Don't use someone else's content if you don't want to be taken down for copyright. We're going to get to that also here in just a minute or so, because, I do have some updates regarding a former Dramasphere community I was involved with for years until I was able to, finally slip away and just move away and do my own thing several months ago. But, every so often, just out of curiosity, I'll pop in 2-3 minutes here on one of those drama streams, 2-3 minutes there. I don't watch the entire streams these people, do like I used to. But I'll pop in every now and then, and I still have a few trusted friends behind the scenes that'll share some information. And basically, these people still haven't learned. And more of them are getting shut down. They're getting copyright strikes. And it's like they're sitting there complaining, but it's like, why put yourself in that position where somebody can't copyright strike you? Why put yourself in a position where Google and YouTube can say you are violating the terms of service with your hateful content and your threats and your doxing and all that? Why would you do that when you know it's going to get you shut down? You know that, so you still do that. Then you get shut down. Then you go whine and complain to the person you feel reported your channel. And the truth of the matter is that no one has to report your channel for YouTube to shut you down for terms of service. Remember, the artificial intelligence will pick up on certain things. Remember, YouTube transcribes all your videos, so they know pretty much almost exactly what you're saying in every one of your videos. So what happens when the artificial intelligence picks up on something that's violating their terms of service? It won't immediately take down your channel. What I believe it does is it flags a human reviewer to go and view it. And if they deem it as a terms of service violation, they can give you a community guideline strike, or they can just shut down your entire channel if it's such a huge infraction to where it requires them to do that. I don't get it. I just don't get it. Give me a second here. Okay, I thought I had a message behind the scenes, but no, I do not. But before we get to the second part of the show here, before we get to that, which is being commercially viable will get you the furthest on YouTube, I want to update you folks on a video I've been promising to release over the last several days. It was a 4K video I shot at 60 frames per second. It was an hour and 19 long video. I recorded while I was taking my walk a couple days ago, and I went to go try to process that video and fix the audio syncing issue, and it was not able to be fixed. I did some further digging, and I had a few settings that I needed to tweak on my iPhone to make sure that my audio and video are in sync. On top of what I mentioned in my previous stream, that, when you record on your smartphone, it records in a variable frame rate, and you have to convert that to a constant frame rate. Well, even when I converted my video I shot the other day to a constant frame rate, the audio was off sync from the video. And I figured out why that happened. So here's the thing. I'm going to have to re-record that video, which I'm probably going to do tomorrow. And then that's going to take me about a day or two to process it, edit it, upload it, and then have it processed, through the YouTube system. So I'm thinking sometime on Wednesday or by Thursday at the latest, I will have my very first 4K video at 60 frames per second. I'm going to re-record exactly what I talked about. I hate repeating myself, but I got to do it, because if I were to put out this video as it is right now, basically you would see me like 20, 30 seconds off sync. It would just not make sense. I mean, the video, I looked at it, it's beautiful. Like the 4K, beautiful. But, when you can't match up the audio with the lips, it's not a good video. So, and that's what happens, folks. Trial and error. That's another part of being a YouTuber. Sometimes, you make a mistake like that, or it's not even a mistake. You have to test things that don't work the first time. And sometimes you put in a lot of effort to record a video and it doesn't record right. And then it took you doing that to figure out how to get it to work properly. So that's all set. I'll be re-recording that video tomorrow, and hopefully by Wednesday or Thursday of this coming week, you will see like an hour and 20 minute, 4K video at 60 frames per second with a great topic that I'm going to be re-recording. I think you folks will love it. So stick around for that. All right. So let me go over to the browser screen right now. Let me switch over to the browser screen. Did that even change properly? Let me go back to full screen, and let's go back to the browser screen. Oh, that was weird. Like, that transition wasn't that great. I think it's because I have this at full screen. Well, anyway, not a big deal. I've got the browser on full screen here. So we're going to start off by discussing what does it mean to be commercially viable. I did a video on this several months ago when YouTube first released this as a new part of their terms of service, and many people were fearing that they were going to get removed off the platform. So what I want to do is, let me go into my browser here and let me find that one part. Let me see. Okay, here we go. Here we go. It's right there. So let me just scroll this up here. So if you look at the very top of this, and it's pretty small, I didn't get a chance to expand this tonight. So just, if you're watching this on your smartphone, tilt your smartphone to landscape. You can even zoom in on most smartphones. If you're watching it on a TV, you should be seeing it okay. But look at the very top there. It says terminations by YouTube for service changes. YouTube may terminate your access or your Google account's access to all or part of the service if YouTube reasonably believes that its provision of the service, to you, is no longer commercially viable. One more time. YouTube may terminate your access or your Google account's access to all or part of the service if YouTube reasonably believes that its provision of the service to you is no longer commercially viable. Well, the way that was written was extremely overly professional. And to really clarify that, you have to look at it from both sides. What YouTube's saying there, if this platform is not commercially viable to you, we may end up removing you because it's not beneficial to you. The truth of the matter is, it's a two-way street. It also has to be commercially viable for YouTube to have you on the platform, because it costs YouTube and Google an astronomical amount of money, like I mentioned in the past, with all the server space, on hard drive space they need to store these high quality videos we're creating. And then they have to deliver those videos through internet bandwidth, which if you're streaming an HD video, it takes a lot more bandwidth than the older videos from back in the days. You're looking at, a lot of bandwidth being used to stream 720p, 1080p, and now 4K videos. I mean, I've seen 4K videos even after YouTube optimizes them for streaming, which kind of squishes down your original file size so it can be in a streamable format. Like I've seen 4K videos stream at about 4 megabytes a second. And 4 megabytes per second, okay, 1 byte equals 8 bits is what I'm trying to say. 1 byte equals 8 bits. So from a megabit standpoint, that's 32 megabits that it takes to stream some 4K video, some a little less, some a little more. And that costs YouTube and Google money. So if you're on this platform and you're just trolling people and you're creating hateful content to a small audience, and you do a lot of it, you're wasting server space, you're wasting internet bandwidth, and you're also, doing other things that they probably assume you're doing, which I know you're doing. You're attacking people, you're disrupting the flow of people that are commercially viable, like myself. So that's the truth of the matter. That's what that actually means. Now, let me go over to the next page here. This was on the YouTube help page at support.google.com/YouTube and then the thread number. So, original poster, anonymous. I think they meant to say anonymous, but they misspelled it. Maybe they misspelled it on purpose. What does commercially viable mean? This part of TOS, terms of service, which I'll get to that in a second. Well, I already got to that. Was brought to my attention, and it is indeed confusing. What do you mean by terminate the account if provision of service is no longer commercially viable? We're having quite a debate if this refers to something happening to YouTube servers or if it means your channel can get deleted if you're not making enough revenue. And the part I just read on their terms of service is right there again. Now let's scroll down to a platinum product expert and what they said. That would likely refer to things like, A, there has been a policy in place for a long time that states that inactive channels, example, no videos posted ever, and no activity for 6 months can be terminated. Well, some people use those channels to view videos and to like videos in the chat. You need to have an account to do that. So I think when they say no activity for 6 months, that is besides having no videos. So if you have no videos on your account and there's been zero activity, you're not watching other videos, watching commercials, liking, commenting, chatting in live stream chats, then they can terminate your account. Why would they not? It's taking up space for no reason. And how many of those accounts are out there? And while one account doesn't take up a lot of space, let's say you have 10 million accounts that are inactive. How much space would they take up and how much money is it costing Google and YouTube to keep those accounts on the platform when they're not being used at all? Those accounts are not commercially viable. As far as I know, this policy hasn't been enforced, but it doesn't mean it won't be. I think it's always been enforced. I think it's always been enforced. They're just making it much more clear. They're making it, clearer now. And I think YouTube every so often and Google, when they update their terms of service with these fancy words, I think they partially do it because they know all YouTubers will talk about it. And when YouTubers talk about something that they misunderstand, it helps, YouTube and Google get the information out. I think it's one of those ploys they use. But in my opinion, this policy's always been in place. They just now have made it more clear in their terms of service. Letter B, the parent company may at some point in the future decide to shutter YouTube. Shutter, excuse me, I have to clear my throat. All right, let me just make sure that the audio is back. Okay, the audio is back. Shutter YouTube, this guy must be from the UK or some other country. I think they meant to say shut down YouTube, deleting all accounts. Well, that's up to them. What would people say if Google and YouTube decided to shut down YouTube? They can do that at any time. It's their company. It's their business. It's a privilege to be on this platform. It's not a right to be on this platform. It's a privilege. Letter C. YouTube may at some point do something like Flickr or Vimeo did, severely limit what you can do with a free account. I would love it if they did that. Because it would get rid of all the people that are not on here to either create content in a serious way, or it would also, stop a lot of the trolling and the hating and stuff like that, in addition to what they're already doing. For example, for Flickr users, if you didn't sign up for their pro service and had more than 1,000 photos in your account, they deleted all the photos in excess of that number. That's not a bad idea. I mean, do people not understand that these companies that, are running these servers have server fees, internet bandwidth, and storage fees? They have to pay employees, programmers, etc., right? That costs a lot of money. But everyone seems to want everything for free, and they don't take into consideration, how we even have these platforms in the first place, right? So yeah, like I've said before, I'll say it again. I would absolutely have no problem paying $9.99 or $19.99 per month to run my YouTube channel. And as long as, that would mean I would have a little bit more say in YouTube, quickly more responding to flagged content such as cyberbullying, harassment, hate speech, vulgar language, and other stuff, etc. Now, I already pay, I believe it's $11.99 per month for YouTube Premium. So maybe in the future, YouTube comes out and says, okay, if you want to have the same unlimited access to upload in the highest quality with no limit as you've had in the past, you will need to become a YouTube Premium member for $11.99 per month. I think it's $11.99 per month still. I haven't checked in a while. It just gets deducted automatically each month. I have it on a recurring card. But I believe it's $11.99 per month. Okay? So they could do that. Okay? Now, here's the thing about that. They'd have to figure out that for the people that if everyone were to sign up for YouTube Premium, that means there would be no ads. And, then the sponsors wouldn't be able to sponsor content because no ads would show up because everyone would have a YouTube Premium account. But at that point, if everyone paid $12 a month, times 2 billion users, holy smokes. That's at $24 billion a month in revenue. If everyone paid $12 a month, we wouldn't need to have sponsors on this channel, right? Or on this platform, right? So that could technically fix the issue. So again, I would not have a problem with that, but many other people would complain about it. And the people that complain about it are not on the platform for the right reason. They use this platform, many people use this platform as an outlet. Now, there are some great outlets, out here on YouTube that are positive, but there are a lot of negative outlets out here on YouTube that are not good. They're not good for the platform, and they're not good for humanity, in my opinion. So the people that are going to be complaining about having to pay for YouTube are the people that really don't use this platform as it was intended in the first place. Just the truth. So anyway, that's that. Now there's one more part over here. I'm going to go over and I'm going to read this tweet here. And then I have one more part I want to discuss on how this is going to affect people, especially people that are creating, drama content or trolling that is not commercially viable. How's it going to affect you, and what can you do so your channel is not a casualty of this? You can do something about it before it's too late. And I'll share a little bit about that here in just a second. Okay, so Team YouTube, at Team YouTube on Twitter. I've been following them, and I have their bell tapped because I get all the notifications. This is, folks, if you have not followed Team YouTube at Twitter, at Team YouTube, or on Twitter, go ahead and do that. And make sure you tap that bell so you get the notifications, because anytime something happens on YouTube, you get up-to-the-minute information. They're always on Twitter. Now, this is what they said on their Twitter, November 11th, 2019. This was almost a year ago when they first started talking about this commercially viable thing. What they said was, the section of our terms that you are referring to is not about terminating an account if it is not making enough money. That is true. It has nothing to do whether you're monetized and not making enough money by getting enough views or not monetized. It is about this. It is about discontinuing certain YouTube features or parts of the service. Example, removing outdated low usage features. And then they say something that I feel is not true. But YouTube, I know why you're saying this. I'm on your side, actually. This does not impact anyone in new ways. No, it does impact people. It impacts this group of people I've been talking about. It impacts trolls, haters, negative drama channels that have content that's completely not advertiser friendly, which completely goes against the terms of service that you recently put out, YouTube, regarding, we may put ads on certain non-monetized channels from this point on, effective immediately. So this also, in my opinion, includes these channels that are not commercially viable. Like I said, if you're a troll and you create a bunch of sock accounts to troll people, and then to also create videos on these people and upload these videos on multiple sock accounts. I've had people, upload the same video, the same trolling video or videos they created on me to like 20 or 30, which is what are called sock accounts, additional, YouTube accounts, right? And what they do is they put that same video on 20 different accounts, 30 different accounts, and then they change the title, because what they're trying to do is SEO defame me, meaning that they're trying to search engine optimize or search engine optimization defame me. So they're thinking if they upload the same video to 20 or 30 accounts and change the title, when people go to search my name or whoever's name they're trying to defame, whenever they try to go search on Google or YouTube, that they're more than likely to come across one or two of those videos. And then the troll gets their way of trying to destroy myself or whoever it is they're trying to destroy, just for their own entertainment purposes, because they don't love themselves. So, when YouTube here says, it's not about, making enough money or being monetized and not getting enough monetized playbacks because you're not getting enough views. It's not about whether you're monetized or not. It is about removing features or parts of the service. Example, removing outdated / low usage features. Low usage features could be, accounts that are created that haven't been used in a long time. Okay, and it all depends. Like I have certain channels I haven't uploaded to in a long time, but they have so much content on there, and they're still getting views. So YouTube's not going to remove that. YouTube's going to look and see, okay, we've got 1,000 accounts that have no videos on them. And these accounts have not been logged into for 6 months or a year to view other videos, to view commercials or ads, or to chat or comment or like or whatever, right? If they're dead accounts, they're not commercially viable, we're going to remove them. If there are channels out there violating the guidelines, which they should be getting removed for that alone, if there are channels out there violating the guidelines, or they're creating content that's not advertiser friendly, to the point of where we can't put ads on them according to our new terms of service, where we can put ads even on non-monetized channels, they're not commercially viable. You folks have to think about that. You have to take all that into consideration, and that's what this means. And again, when they say this does not impact anyone in new ways, well, YouTube, I think you're being nice. I think you're just trying to not scare people. And to be honest with you, Team YouTube, you've done a great job. I honestly feel this is the right thing to do. But the truth of the matter is, it does impact people that don't deserve to be on this platform in the first place, or don't use this platform on a continuous basis in ways it wasn't intended to be used. If you're on, the bottom line is this. If you're going to take away one thing from this stream or this video, if you're using YouTube, and you know if you're using YouTube in the wrong way, if you're using YouTube in ways that it was not intended to be used, just know it's a matter of time before you get removed. You may not get removed right away, which is what I'm trying to say, but at some point, something's going to happen, and Team YouTube will review your channel. They'll delete you. Maybe somebody will flag you for a community guideline. And then while that human reviewer is watching the video that was flagged, they might look at the rest of your channel and say, okay, this channel does not deserve to be on here. We're going to delete the whole channel. Or maybe I'll escalate it to a supervisor and ask them if we should terminate this channel. Why would you put yourself in that situation? Okay? Now, to a certain extent, with the trolls, why do they have 300 accounts? Or in the past, they've had 300 accounts because they won't be able to make them anymore based on what Google's doing to shut it down, or shut them down now. They had 300 accounts because they know they're going to get banned when they go on the live stream chats to troll people. They also know that many of their channels will get flagged for cyberbullying, harassment, hate speech, vulgar language, inappropriate content, sexually explicit content, etc. Right? So they have many accounts because they already own the fact that they're doing something against the guidelines, and they know they're going to be shut down. Well, now YouTube's taking a stronger stance on that and basically saying, hey, we're coming at you in a proactive way and saying, in other words, to you trolls out there, to you creators out there that are creating hateful and inappropriate content, your time on the platform is limited. I'm going to come out here and basically, I'm not being rude in the way I'm saying it. I'm just being a little bit more upfront and clear about what YouTube and Google really means by this, because not only have they not been as clear about it, in my opinion, with no disrespect, YouTube, they haven't been as clear about it as I've been, but other people that have talked about this subject in the past and the present aren't talking about it in the right way either, because, many people, even the bigger YouTubers that create real content, feel that everyone should be able to come on this platform and do whatever the heck they want, regardless of what it is. And YouTube should just put up with it. YouTube and Google should just put up with it. They should just put the bill. No. I really like what YouTube is doing. All right. So let me do this. We're at an hour and 18 minutes. We're going to wrap this up in about 5 or 10 minutes. I'm going to go back to full screen. I'm going to wrap up by sharing a couple of things that I came across today and over the past few days regarding a former Dramasphere group I used to be a part of. for the last several years that really wasted a lot of my time. And like I mentioned earlier, you know, I don't watch a lot of these people's videos anymore in this drama sphere. Back in the days when I was really involved, trying to work on some projects with them and trying to work things out with them, which was an impossibility. You know, I don't watch their entire streams anymore. I'll cherry pick through some information. Like if I notice that someone, you know, did a video or a stream, and again, I'm not even subscribed to any of these people. I just do a search just out of curiosity to see, hey, are they changing, you know, for the better? Are these people finally realizing that, you know, if they don't, you know, stop all this nonsense drama, that they're going to end up getting removed? They're going to be another casualty of, you know, the YouTube, you know, not commercially viable type of thing. So here's what I came across recently. So there's one YouTuber, you know, he's got a channel with over 3,000 subscribers. He's a total drama channel, and you know, he's in his mid-30s, and he likes to create a lot of memes, and you know, he likes to instigate drama. You know, he spends his entire days going all over YouTube on other live stream chats and other live stream panels through StreamYard, and just starts talking smack on purpose. Because the more smack and controversy he can create on purpose, the more he can go back to his channel and talk about it and feed it to an audience of people that just love this type of drama. And then he has a sponsor that's paying him $4,000 per month to do this, which is pathetic in my opinion, right? Well, a few days ago, I guess it was yesterday or the day before, as I was just kind of, you know, checking in on a bunch of these channels, you know, every now and then I'll just check in just to see, have these people like buried each other alive, or are they just getting better, right? Are they just finally just all walking away from each other and doing their own thing? Well, no, they're still burying each other, and they're doing it worse than ever. So this guy, you know, put out a meme on this one lady and used her picture, and she flagged him for copyright and took down his stream. Now, I wasn't watching that stream. I heard about it through a different video and through some other people. So I don't know if she flagged it during the stream and the stream went down while it was live, or if it happened on the replay. Hey, Kelvin Clymer, how you doing, bro? Welcome to the show. Hey, how's it going over here? It's going well, bro. Going quite well. We're getting towards the end of the show, but thank you for stopping by. I appreciate it, man. Great to see you again. So she, like I said, she flagged it for copyright, and he got a copyright strike. And now this guy's whining and complaining and saying, you know, like, you know, why do people have to do that kind of thing? And sir, in case you're watching, like, I don't care if you respond or not. I'm not going to feed into you. I'm just going to have my say. You're a hypocrite, sir, because you've flagged people in the same exact ways. You see, sir, you're a mid-30s man, and you behave like a 2-year-old. You're a drama queen. And how do I put this as politely as possible? Again, you know, you flagged other people for the same exact thing that you just got flagged for. And you're saying, why do people have to play this way? See, that's part of the problem of you being a drama channel and being a drama instigator. You see, you need to do what you do in order to keep your sponsor happy. This guy has stipulations from his sponsor that require him to stir up the drama pot as part of his requirements to get paid $4,000 per month. It's pretty pathetic that someone would even sponsor something like that. True story, folks, no joke. So you go out and you do what you're supposed to do to satisfy your sponsor's needs, including attacking this woman that flagged you, right? So what do you do to get back at her for attacking you? You use her picture in one of your memes. You display that meme through your stream, and then she flags you for copyright. Serves you right. Serves you right. Because you've done the same thing to me in the past. Wasn't on this channel, but it was on another secondary channel I used to have. You see, you did the same thing to me, and you've done the same thing to other people. You flagged other people for the same thing that you just got flagged for, and you're whining and complaining like a little 2-year-old. Serves you right. Sir, let me tell you something. You know why I have no copyright strikes and no community guideline strikes? Not even a content ID claim? And I'm still fully monetized? You want to know why? Because I follow the rules. I don't use anyone else's content without their permission. And even at times when people allow me to use their content, I still don't do it because they could still flag me down even if they said they gave me permission. So I don't use any copyrighted material unless I have the permission explicitly written from the copyright holder. Kelvin Clymer says, doing great here. I'm going to try to make a bunch of new videos next month and make scheduled uploads. I think almost got the first video for that done. So going to try to make a couple, I don't know how many yet. We'll try to get some more videos up though. Sounds great, Kelvin. Keep it going, dude. Lots more coming from me, especially from my iPhone in 4K at 60 frames per second, as I finally figured out how to make it work properly. So stay tuned for those videos coming later this week as well. I mentioned more about that earlier on in the show. If you missed any parts and you want to catch the replay, you can find out more about what's coming. So yeah, so this guy gets flagged for copyright for the same things that, he's flagged other people for in the past. I don't feel sorry for him one bit, right? But then I heard another thing. This same guy that's been going back and forth with this other woman that used to attack me. I found out that this lady's channel was shut down. Now, I'm not going to mention her name. The people that I'm talking about are going to know who I'm talking about. But there's this lady that lives in Northern California, pretty close by to where I live. She lives about 2 hours away from me by car. And I met her through networking out here on YouTube about 1.5 years ago. And, she came to my channel. She was a moderator for a while. I brought her on a couple of live stream panels. And, she just didn't seem like the right fit to have as a moderator or to communicate with. She just seemed like a very angry and bitter woman. No disrespect. That's my take. I still feel that way about her to this day, but, I don't talk about her. I moved on from all these people, but I'm using this for example purposes because what this woman did after I removed her as a moderator from my channel, she went over to this hate group that includes this one guy I was just talking about that just got a copyright strike from someone else in that hate group, that hate drama group, right? And what happened was, this was like earlier on in the year, this woman, to try to get attention from some of these other Dramasphere type of YouTubers in this Dramasphere YouTube group, she came to my area, went to my park that I used to do live streams at, and went around asking people if they know who I am and started telling these people that I'm a predator. And then she even drove over to my mother's place thinking that I lived there, which I don't. But she did that because everyone through this hate group has, doxed my family and all the family properties and all that, right? So she did that. And then she even ended up, going down to the police department in my city, Redwood City Police, and saying that, Eli, if you want to, find out, if you want to file a police report on me, I'll meet you at the police station. We can walk in together and I'll give them my information in confidence. So that's what this woman did. Crazy. I still have all those videos on an external hard drive. I don't think they're available publicly anymore, even on our other channels that are still up. But this woman, she got monetized, I'd probably say almost a year ago. Around the same time I got monetized, or shortly after I did. I was monetized last year on this channel in the beginning of December of 2019. I think she was monetized in January or February of 2020, earlier this year. Well, her content, her regular content at that point wasn't that bad. I mean, it was pretty much ad friendly. But then what happened is she started doing live streams and bringing people on live stream panels. And they started talking a bunch of smack. They started talking a bunch of hate. They started, these completely violated the ad-friendly guidelines. And next thing you know, and this was, during the same time where she just did everything that she did to me to try to get attention throughout this drama sphere group that she found out about through me. She went to them because after it didn't work out being a part of my channel, when I realized she wasn't the right fit and I let her go, she went over to them. And then she wanted to get back at me, when all I did was say, hey, let's part ways. We're not the right fit to work together, for Christ's sake, right? That's not good. That wasn't good enough for her, and it's never been. So what happened after she started running these hate streams on her monetized channel? Next thing you know, because I was checking in on her every now and then, the $ sign at the bottom of her chats was no longer there, which is a super chat, which you have when you're a monetized channel. Now, you can turn it off, but most people won't turn it off. Everyone leaves the super chat up. And then I asked her, shortly after that, hey, I no longer see the $ sign or ads on your videos, the $ sign on your live stream chats, and the ads within your videos. Did you get demonetized? She goes, no, I left the YouTube partner program on my own. I'm like, okay, whatever. Okay, I've never heard of anyone do that. I don't know of anyone that would, on their own, intentionally leave the YouTube partner program because they don't want to make a little extra money on their videos, even if it's a little money. So I let that go. And then now, I think it was yesterday, either yesterday or today, her main channel that used to be monetized was shut down for a terms of service violation. Now, I don't know what she was shut down for, but it wasn't copyright. It was probably community guidelines, and it was probably such a major infraction that YouTube just shut her entire channel down. Maybe somebody flagged her, and then they looked into her entire channel and saw so much hate on there that they just ended up taking her down. Now, she's had issues with this same guy that I was just talking about that got a copyright strike on his channel for, putting out a meme on someone with their picture, right? She was going back and forth with him, and she was attacking him, right? And whether she's right or wrong about what she's saying about him, which, in my opinion, both these people are wrong. Both these people are just a part of a group that shouldn't be allowed out here on YouTube. But the truth of the matter is that if she was going to even do those types of, live streams to even attack this guy, why would she put her main channel at risk? I mean, this content shouldn't be on YouTube at all, but if she was going to do it, why do it on her main channel? Why not do it on a secondary channel or third channel? Now see, this woman has had 2 other channels, secondary channels, where she was doing this type of content on in the past to protect her main channel, especially while it was monetized. And both those other channels were shut down. This is the 3rd channel that this woman has had shut down in the last 12 months or even less. Why? Why? Because you have to stick your nose in every little thing, and because you try to make friends with these people on the internet, and when they say something offensive to you, rather than just ignoring them and moving on and creating your own content, you have to feed into them over and over again, and then the back and forth keeps going back and forth, and then you're flagging the other guy, he's flagging you. All of you are flagging each other within this community because you're all attacking each other, right? See what happens when you're a part of this drama group? When you're a part of a drama group like this, that's the worst thing for your channel, because if YouTube doesn't shut you down for not being commercially viable, you're going to get yourself shut down for attacking people, cyberbullying, harassment, inappropriate content or whatever. This woman's content, while, look, I will say this. I'm not saying everything that she talked about on some of those streams. I tuned into a few of them every now and then. I'm not saying that some of the things or many of the things that she was saying about this guy isn't true, because I know this guy, and for the most part, everything she was saying was true. But it was how she was saying it, and it was the threats she was making and all that. And I don't know what else she did. Maybe she doxed him. Maybe she put out some other personal stuff. Maybe she did a live stream and had other people say malicious things. Who knows? So it's not about what was being said. It was how it was being said. It was the attacking aspect of it. That's what these people don't understand. That's what they don't get. And that's why, folks, do I feel bad for groups of people like this on and off of YouTube? Sure. If you're so unhappy with yourself that you have to join a drama sphere group on YouTube and go back and forth attacking YouTuber to YouTuber to YouTuber, how productive is that? Like, if you want to make it your life's purpose to do that, that's pretty sad. That's pretty sad. You see, I was involved with these people for many years because I thought at some point maybe they'll change and maybe they'll learn their lesson and we could all work together and create great content and unite. But these people have never changed. I've known these people for 4 years and they're still doing the same exact things to each other they were doing 4 years ago. And they're still getting shut down. They're getting copyright strikes. They're getting community guideline strikes. Like they're eating each other alive. And they just don't understand that all they have to do is withdraw. Withdraw, do your own thing, surround yourself with some better, positive people, and create something positive that's going to make you happy and more productive. And I say this because this is what YouTube has had to deal with for the last 15 plus years on this platform. It's nonsense content. It's nonsense content. It's not even real drama. Maybe it is real drama, but it's not like the drama like you would watch in a movie, or a TV show. This is actual real drama that gets pretty bad to the point of where there have been times where they share explicit pictures on these streams. These people share explicit pictures and information behind the scenes to people they think they can trust. And the moment that they send that information out to a person that they thought they could trust. The moment that, it goes south, between the person that those pictures were sent to, then that picture will leverage those pictures and say, hey, man, you don't change your attitude or don't do this, I'm going to put your pictures public. Or they start to blackmail each other, right? It's pathetic. And I've seen that happen over and over and over and over again. Literally, like this drama group, I know there are other drama groups out on YouTube as well, but this drama group in particular, it's unlike anything I've ever seen before. It's like little kids playing in the sandbox, and one of the kids, is just having a bad day because mommy didn't, do something for them. And then the little kid just all of a sudden scoops up some sand and throws it in the face of the kid next to him. And then that kid will throw sand back. And then the other kids start throwing sand, right? Next thing you know, you have all these kids that were happy just playing in the sandbox that are, throwing sand in each other's faces, and you got a war going on. How productive is that? How much fun is that? Is that the way you want to live life? It's certainly not the way that I want to live life at all. At all. So I'll wrap up by saying this, because we are now at 1 hour and 40 minutes. I need to start wrapping this up. I'm very intuitive. And I already know with my intuition, which is typically 99% spot on. So those of you that know me, you know what I'm saying. Starting next year, YouTube's going to start cracking down even more on this stuff. With that being said, to all of you Dramasphere creators out there, to all of you creators out there that are saying YouTube is silencing conservative speak. Hey, Lewis Fuller, welcome to the show. Thanks for the like, bro. I'm about to get out of here, but thank you for being here. To all of you out there that are whining and complaining and being very inappropriate out here and not using this platform in the ways that it was intended to be used. In my opinion, in my best guess, you've got about a little over a month to get your act together. Because if you don't, starting next year, I have a feeling there are some new updates coming to the terms of service, to creator-on-creator harassment. I have a feeling there's going to be some big news coming from YouTube in December. Typically, end of November, beginning of December, right before the new year, they come up with something big. I'm telling you, they're going to come up with something again. And come January in the new year, if all of you out there that have been skating by with a copyright strike or community guideline strike here and there, if you don't shape up and get away from all the stupidity you're doing, your channel's going to be another casualty. Mark my words. I've spoken on this in the past. I've warned people in the past. They didn't listen, and what happened? Their channels went down. They got strikes. They got removed from the YouTube Partner Program. Trust me, I know what I'm saying. I know what I'm doing. I wish the best upon each and every one of you to create greatness. So before you have the opportunity or the privilege of you having a channel out here gets removed, before you lose your privilege, which is what I'm trying to say, of the channel you have, shape up, because if you don't, you're going to be shipped out. With that being said, I want to thank you all for being here. Thank you to Lewis Fuller for being here, and thank you to Kelvin Clymer for being here, and anyone else watching behind the scenes. Muttnuts World, I got your comment. I haven't been able to respond yet. Your comment that you put on my previous stream, you haven't been feeling too well. I totally forgot about that. no worries. But if you watch this on the replay, thank you so much. Get better soon, and we'll see you when you're feeling better. So with that being said, folks, I'm going to get on out of here. We're wrapping this up at an hour and 43 minutes. I will more than likely be back tomorrow, either for a pre-recorded video or another live stream. And I'm also going to be re-recording that video that didn't record properly. I mentioned more about that earlier on the stream. I'm going to be re-recording that hour and 19-minute walking video that I did in 4K at 60 frames per second the other day because it didn't come out right. If you want to find out more, go back and watch the replay here in a few when this goes to the replay. All right, folks, thank you so much for being here. Have yourselves a great night, and I will see you all next time. Take care. Bye. Bye.